March 2020, the world stopped. Schools, businesses, gyms, everything was shut down. And like a lot of other trainers, I was kind of left in limbo wondering, what's next? The gym was my livelihood, and with everything shut down, I had no answers. And I had no idea how long it was gonna last. Was it gonna be 2 weeks? Was it gonna be 2 months? 6 months? 2 years? Pivoting and being creative in a time like this was crucial. So that's what I did. Now, I'm not the type that's just going to sit around and wait. I like to take action. And I knew I had to come up with something fast and figure something out. So what I did was what most businesses did in this time frame, and that was pivot to Zoom. I started training all of my clients on Zoom day and night. I was fortunate enough to have some clients that had some equipment at home, or they were able to rent stuff from gyms, or they were even able to get some stuff online. So we were able to keep our training going for the most part. And a lot of them were even traveling. They had beach houses or lake houses they were going to. So Zoom kind of opened the door for us to be able to continuously train no matter where they were. Now, obviously this wasn't the same as in-person training. I couldn't be there with them and we didn't have access to a full gym, but all things considering, it definitely got the job done and it worked. So me and this tripod became business partners. This bad boy right here, my phone, propped up in my parents' backyard, and we were getting after it. And that really helped me keep my business going. Now on top of that, I was also doing group classes with kids. I was training a lot of younger kids and high school athletes at the time. So 3 times a week, I had anywhere from 10 to 20, 13 to 15-year-old kids on Zoom doing push-ups and bear crawls and acting as if their backpacks were sandbags and getting in workouts 3 times a week with them. And we had a lot of kids on those sessions. And to me, that was super important for the kids because they had nothing else going on. Schools, sports, and everything was closed for them. They had nothing besides school on the computer, and then that was it. So keeping them moving and keeping them active and giving them something else to do in their day was really important for me. Here's the thing though, that wasn't enough for me, especially with where things were going. See, the thing is, people were starting to be a little bit more comfortable in person, specifically outside and stuff like that. But gyms still weren't open, and I was pretty sure they weren't going to be opening for a while. I was right. So I decided it's time to take things to the next level, and I need to build out a little bit of a space. So what I decided to do was, with me and my now wife, move into an apartment together, but we had to find one that had a garage so I could turn it into a gym. Now, the problem with that is, I don't know if you tried to buy fitness equipment in 2020, but it was a fucking disaster. Everything was out of stock. Everything was 3 times the price it should have been that was in stock, and you really couldn't find anything. It made putting together a gym very, very difficult. But through scouring Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp and Craigslist and paying way too much for some stuff, and luckily having a few things passed over to me from some friends and family, I was able to put together a pretty makeshift but very doable gym. We had rusty barbells, old plates, kind of messed up benches, a squat rack that I randomly found for like 80 bucks. It was a very makeshift, what I call bad news bears type of stuff, but it got the job done, and at that time, it was better than what most people had. Oh yeah, and we even made some of the equipment ourselves, like this storage rack that you can see here. The garage gym became my solution. It was my space, and I was in control. While a ton of other people were sitting around waiting for gyms to reopen, I said fuck that and built my own. And that's how we went from this, to this, to this, to this. This space became my foundation. I started training all of my clients here day and night. The Zoom, the outdoor sessions, all of it led to right here. This space not only kept my business going, but allowed me to grow my business in more ways than I ever could have imagined. Yeah, it was a crisis, no doubt. But it's in those moments when things fall apart, you find out what you are made of and where your strength is. Because at the end of the day, nobody's coming to save you. You can't just sit around and wait for things to fix themselves. Sometimes you have to go create the solution yourself.